Building an indie business in the center of venture capital. I am Alex Edmonds. People on the internet call me SupremeRumHam, and this is the Building an Indie Business podcast, recorded in the Indie Business Studio. Okay, so I sold a domain. I sold letstraveltour.com. So I'm going to be talking about that. Okay, so the greatest thing about selling this domain is that I'm going to stop getting calls about it. Like every day, literally every day, I get a call from a web development agency, and they're asking me, hey, do you want us to build a website on letstraveltour.com? And I'm like, no, I don't. If I wanted a website on it, I can do it myself. I know how to write code, dude. I know web development. Like, I don't need you. Go away. Okay? So yeah, that's one great thing about it. Okay. So letstraveltour.com is one of the first expired domains I bought. The first one was topexamdump.com. Yeah, it's that one. And then letstraveltour.com was the second one. I bought them like a week apart in May of 2021. Just in case you're listening to this in like 2022 or 2023, I don't know. You might be. I don't know. Okay, so the reason why I bought it was two reasons. Sorry, I'm a little amped up today. I had an interview and it went well. So the first reason I bought it was because it's about travel. So a lot of, let's say, white girls like to write about travel. So I was hoping that some white girl would try to look for a domain on some domain marketplace, whether like an auction marketplace for domains, and see my domain and then pay hundreds of dollars for it. Yes. And the reason why I thought this white girl would spend hundreds of dollars on this domain is because it has a domain authority of 32, just out of the box. So even the podcast website, BAIB, Jesus Christ, .com, BAIB-podcast.com has a domain authority of 15, right? Revenue Research has a domain authority of 9. OpenPodcast.xyz has a domain authority of 22. So 32 is really good. Depending on what this white girl writes about, she might be able to rank first for her blogging content, depending on what she writes about. If she writes about her experience in Greece, that's probably not gonna, rank very high. But maybe she writes about, I don't know, some experience in the DR where she goes to the beach or something. I don't know. I don't know about traveling. I don't travel, right? I travel maybe 2 weeks out of the year. I don't blog about it. I go there, I eat, I see things, and I leave. I don't blog about it. Leave me alone. Okay, and then so let's talk about pricing. So I started at $1,000, right? And I got no bites. So then I slowly rolled down the mountain. And the reason why I started at $1,000 is because you can always go down in price, right? It's very hard to go have an offer for $500 and then try to get them to pay $1,000, right? So I started high and I ended up rolling down the mountain very slowly. Yes. So yeah, I started at 1,000 and I slowed down to 600. No, I went down in twos. It went like 800, 600, 400, 350, 300, 250, and then I finally listed it for less than $200, right? And it sold in less than 72 hours after I changed the price to $200. Great, right? It sold on Seto. I am still in the process of actually turning over the domain and getting the money as of October 1st, which is when I'm recording this, October 1st, 2021. Just in case, you're listening to this in 2022 or 2023, that is when the domain sold. Right? So the process is 2 to 3 weeks. I sold it on Seto. The what do you call it? The domain registry, registry, is Network Solutions, which apparently they claim to be the oldest domain registry. I don't know if that's true. It might be. It's not, the design is not great, you guys. It's very hard to use. And then when you want to change your password, because I kept forgetting the password, I have to call them. To change the password. That's like CD Baby. And CD Baby is an old website. So, I'm thinking that it might be the oldest domain registry. I haven't done the research yet. Guys, this is not what I'm here to talk about. So don't shame me for not knowing this. Don't shame me. That's not what I do, right? I don't research the domain registries. I research the domains themselves. And then I try to sell them, right? Buy one of my domains. That's the lesson of this episode. It's in the show notes. All of them are in the show notes. Buy one, please. I will give you a discount if you're listening to this podcast and you buy one of my domains. Okay? You'll get a deal. You won't have to pay $200. You won't have to pay $600. You won't have to pay $1,000. You'll get a discount just for being my podcast listener. What the hell was I talking about? Okay, so I sold it. It's on Network Solutions. It's the oldest domain registry. I have to call them to change my password. Yeah. Oh, I sold it on Seto. That's what I was going to say next. So the process takes 2 to 3 weeks because you have to change. So I give them information, they give me information, and we do that for a couple weeks, days, years, months, whatever, which is a very long process. When I did it on swap.co, it took less than 48 hours, and 24 of those hours were just like a waiting period to make sure I wasn't cheating the buyer, right? And that was for alerts for btc.com. I will do an episode on that maybe. It was very simple. It took like less than a week. I didn't do many voodoos and price changes, so I don't know if I have enough material to do an episode on that. So yeah, I think that's all I have for this episode. I don't know. A lot of this episode were jokes. I was like 3 minutes worth of jokes. So, search through that for the content. I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Thank you for listening to this episode. Have a nice day. Bye.